Hmm. 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 Here we are, in front of your naked, steamy eyes. How to read notes for the guitar. All right, so let's just take a look at what this page is doing. It's pretty exciting. This right here is called a staff. It's 5 lines and 4 spaces. Okay, so the 5 lines. Let's do that first. E, G, B, D, and F. Elephant's got big dirty feet. Alright, cool. The spaces between the lines, I'm going to darken them slightly to differentiate them. This gives you the word face, F-A-C-E. Okay, so you can tell as you go from line to space, you're just going up the alphabet. So we get E, F, G, starts over again at that point, and just starts going back up. A, B, C, D, E, F. And the staff will continue up and continue down the alphabet as you go from line to space. So it makes finding notes on the staff itself pretty simple. So if I did this, drew a note head and a stem on that middle line, follow back, that would be a B. If I put an O next to that, for a string player, you would assume that you would have to play that B as an open string. So here's where reading for guitar is already different than piano. If I had a note like this, 4th line from the bottom, it'd be a D. Okay, so if I put now a circled 2 next to that, that circled 2 is telling you that you have to play that note on the 2nd string. So that right there, just quick label it. Why am I labeling it? I'm going to put it on the screen anyway. It's a string assignment. Anything that's circled next to a note is telling you what string to play on. If you see an uncircled number like this, a 3, nothing around it, that's a fingering. So uncircled numbers are fingerings, circled numbers are telling you what string to play on. A lot of times, a piece won't tell you, or the publisher, the editor won't put things in like this. That's more for like a classical guitar sort of thing. So let's get a bit more precise with this now. So if I start off with, I'm just going to start here, double bar, G clef. I'm just going to put all the notes that are on the 1st string. Name of the 1st string, as you're probably aware, is the E string. Okay, cool. So I got the E string as being the open string, the 4th space from the bottom, F-A-C-E from up here. This is an open E, so I'm going to put an O underneath it with the note name. The numbers that I'm going to draw beneath these notes are going to be the fret that they're on, and I'm also going to label them. The next one higher than E on that string is going to be an F, and it's the 1st fret. If I keep going from there, I'm going to put a note on top of the staff now. So like I was saying before, as you go from line to space, you're going up the alphabet. So we finished off up here with this high F. So if I go to the space that's above the F, I'm just going to the next letter higher in the musical alphabet. So I have a G, and it's on the 3rd fret. Don't stop there, First 3 frets in each string for this lesson. Then I go to the 2nd string, which is the B string. So I'm going to find B on the staff. Here it is, open B. Alright. The next note higher than B in the musical alphabet is C. So I'm going from line to the space. C is on the 1st fret of the B string. And then the next note higher than C is a D. And that D is at the 3rd fret. You dig? Let's go to the 3rd string now, the G string. So on the staff, the open G is here. 2nd line of the staff, I'm going to put an open symbol beneath that, and then the letter G. So it's a G, you play it open on the G string, pretty simple. From here, the next note's an A, 2nd space of the staff. Going on from there, just one more. This is going to be kind of cool. So 4th fret now is going to be a B. Alright, so this B right here is the same B that I had up here. It's written the same way, the stems are going in opposite directions, you're right, but the actual note head is written on the same line of the staff. So guitar, unlike piano, can play these notes, or unlike many other instruments, you can play that B in several places, and as you play the B further up on the thicker strings, it's going to get colored differently. The timbre of the note will be different. So we as guitar players have a choice as to whether to play the B open on the B string or go to the 4th fret of the G string. They're going to sound different. I mean, it'll be the same actual pitch, but the tone's very different. Let's do another one. If I continue on that same string, I'm going to play a C. C will be on the 5th fret, and if I come back up here to the B string, the same C, again, stem direction's kind of irrelevant at this point. I can get the same pitch on the B string, 1st fret, that I can play on the 5th fret of the 3rd string, or the G string. It's just going to have a very different color or timbre to it. So a lot of people ask at this point, okay, so how do I know which one to choose? And you can go through the memorization of finding equivalent pitches on each string, or you can abide by this sort of thing. Let me just give you a couple more examples. If I write like a D down here, let's do D flat. Right. So in order to truly know what the composer wanted when he wrote that note, or what she wanted, whatever, there would have to be a circled number next to it. So the player had absolutely no question as to where the note should be played. And sometimes publishers will publish music and leave it to the player's discretion as to where they want to play the note. So that's kind of cool too. It's kind of exciting to come up with your own arrangement, fingering wise. So I hope that was helpful for reading notes on the first 3 strings. Yeah, get to work. Let me start again. This is lame. Alright, so memorize this jive. Excuse me. The open strings on the staff are here. E, B, G, D, A, and E. The circled numbers next to the notes are telling you what strings to play. The little O next to the note is telling you that the note has to be played as an open string. The letters above, obviously, the string names. And for those people that are new to reading notes at all, those lines that are written beneath the staff for the A and then the low E, those are called ledger lines. And ledger lines extend the staff lower or higher than the 5 lines and 4 spaces for instruments like guitar that have a pretty significant range. So guys, let's do this. Let's take just the top space of the staff, the open E. If I play that note, I think that's in tune. So now I'm going to go to the next string and find the same pitch. There's a rule for this that's actually pretty interesting. I just call it a rule of 5s, basically. Like once you sound a note on one string, if you go down to the next adjacent string and count down 5 frets, it's the same tone, it's the same pitch, but slightly different tone. The further you get this way in the fingerboard, if you take an open E and go to the B string, then the same note in the G string, then the D string, then the A, then the low E as a harmonic. All those notes are written the same way on the staff. They just they have very, very different timbres or color. Color the notes. Coloring. Okay, so let's do another note. If I take this G sharp on the G string, 1st fret, right? To find that exact same tone. By the way, that would be the second line of the staff from the bottom with a sharp symbol next to it. And so now what I'm going to do is go to the next adjacent string, the D string or fourth string, and count down 5 frets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So what was on the first fret of the G string is now on the 6th of the D, the 5 fret discrepancy. It's the same note, but a little bit different color. So it's just going to allow you to arrange your music in different parts of the fingerboard. So you're not locked into playing a G sharp on the second line of the staff in just one place. You can play it here, or here, or on the A string, or the low E string. You know, they're all very, very different. So that'll work pretty much everywhere on the instrument except when you're looking to find equivalent tones between the B string and the G string. So if you had a note on the B string, let's take a D as an example. It would be the 3rd fret of the 2nd string, 3rd fret of the B string. So if I want to find the equivalent note on the next string, it's going to be a 4 fret jump instead of a 5 fret jump. Why? Because when you tune the guitar, you go 5th fret, 5th fret, 5th fret, 4th fret, and then 5th fret. So when you have that 3rd fret of the B string, to find the next tone, 4 frets down on the next adjacent string, and there it is. And if I wanted to go now from this D that I just found on the G string and find the next equivalent D on the D string now, it would be back to 5 frets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 7th fret of the G string, 12th fret of the D. If my guitar was intonated properly, that would be a bit closer.